Hello, beautiful friends. Thank you for sharing in the chat. It's always really good to know how everyone is doing, what you're thinking, the challenges. I wish I had more time to respond to your emails. I'm doing my best, but I have 4,000 unread emails. I know it's awful, but I am getting through them every day, little by little. And so here in the chat, at least I see it, as we are here, so we can respond to some things. So we are absolutely incredibly ancient beings. And we come from all sorts of places within that one big cosmic body. So we belong to the oneness of cosmos. And as we belong to the oneness of cosmos, we have been around. We have been around. You look at us now, we look like women and men. We look like people, but that is the biggest misunderstanding of who we are. But it's very tempting to say, oh, I like you, I don't like you, I see you, you woman, you man, you this, you that. But that is never who we truly are. And I only got to know this because, in this lifetime, I got to see the fullness when I was able to exit the body fully at the age of 13. And that was unforgettable, of course, and you can't undo it. Once you see who we truly are, it would be impossible to believe that anyone is what they seem to be. Even if the person is really in that fallen consciousness. And, I've seen people like that in my life. And I even had some family members who really fell deep into unconsciousness, and they caused a lot of pain and harm to everyone around. Even them, I don't see them for who they are here. I see them for who they truly are, and who all, we are amazing, amazing beings. And this is a game, and it is a game where a lot of us forgot. And it's also not only a game, but the thing is that the entire world fell into unconsciousness. And so really can't blame anyone for anything. All we can say is we have immense compassion with our brothers and sisters and with all the conditions that have been created on planet Earth. Yeah, it's more than a game. Absolutely. It's a divine creation. It's a big game, maybe for Shiva and Shakti. So let's talk about the things, when we are just human beings, we experience these limited conditions, and the conditions can be so tough. I know it, you know it. And maybe there are some people who have never suffered. I know some too, which is amazing. I love it. There are people on this planet that I don't think they've ever suffered. And so they've had wonderful lives. And so may they be blessed, and may everyone be blessed. But for those of us who know suffering, we know it takes on many different forms, and it is hard to disconnect from it. And there is that saying, when your foot is on fire, it's very hard not to pay attention. But the thing is that, of course, the great yogis always say, when your foot is on fire, stay neutral, don't pay any attention to it, think of water. And, it's not always so easy. But I want to say, from all that I remember, what I can offer to you is that you've been around, and you've been around for maybe zillions of uncountable years in human terms, and that it's impossible to even count how old we are. And so we've been going through creation, and creation is really big. It is really a divine mother's creation, and what we call Shiva, maybe the divine father, the divine masculine, is just holding that space for the mother to expand. And divine mother, when you get to meet her, if you have met her, she, I say, is kind of almost the word I would say, obsessed. She's obsessed with creation. She really is. She wants to make it all. She wants to try it all. She makes the insects, she makes the animals, she makes the beings, and some of them look like this, others look like that. She makes the different types of DNA, and she's always using, in a way, the energy of Shiva to create. And she's the one who just goes crazy. She's like, create, 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 create. And so, the native people, they call her the spider grandmother in some way, because she just, creates these big spider webs of life, and then everybody kind of gets lost in it. That's the whole thing. When you are somewhere on the outskirts of creation, always remember you are just one breath away from your truth, and it is in that breath. It is important not to get lost in creation. You know, here we are really lost in creation because we totally forgot. And it took a lot to remember. And so many people still don't remember. The thing is that once you remember the fullness of who you are, it takes on a whole new level, of course, of understanding of who you are. And that is, you realize, okay, so billions of years ago, once upon a time, I was living on Venus, and we created this beautiful other place called Mother Earth. And we thought this would be so fun to create more of beauty, more of harmony. All the beings on Venus, they had such a great time being so angelic, you know. And then things happen on planet Earth, and so on and so on. So, you know, in this lifetime, when I got to experience, for example, other dimensions like Venus, it's actually an important planet to be talking about. So where do we start? In this lifetime, we seem to be humans who suffer, but that is not our true nature at all. It's good to remember who we truly are. And then even the suffering dissolves. It has to. And the power to dissolve suffering and pain is within the divine self. It is within your truth. And the truth is no words. It is the energy of your divine self. It is the divine shine. It shines through all seeming realities around us. And it shines through them to reveal that amazing divinity in all things. We are all invited to do the same. Sometimes it is a process. Very often it is a process. You know, for example, you know, the energy around us, it cannot be dissolved in one single breath, all of it. Even if that was possible, that would be great. The thing is that we go sometimes little by little, but sometimes you make huge leaps. For example, Kriya Yoga that Yogananda taught as a scientific method, where you actually lift your life force through the spinal channels into your pineal gland and then into your crown. He said one breath deletes 500 years of karmic patterns within us. So think about it. Even if that is the most powerful tool, one breath deletes 500 years worth of karma. Now, the thing is, you know, how much energy we have to delete within us. That's why it is a beautiful process, sometimes painful, but never stop going, because maybe you only have that one breath left to delete it all. And that is what I love about this work. You know, we help each other to delete it all until we all are liberated. Because we got a little dirty in this world. We got our hands dirty in this world. And the way that we got these hands dirty is because the whole planet tilted. The whole planet tilted. And then that was the end of Golden Age. We actually had to tilt away from the light. And not only that, as crazy as it sounds, the earth had to be moved to a place with less light, because otherwise it would just burn us all. We actually then lost our ability to receive the fullness of it. And here we are, beloved friends, cosmic beings who came here for this big mission to lift the whole earth once again into the light. We are doing it. And again, you know, I see these things when I travel out of body, and we are aligning so much more the axis of the earth, of course, so that she can be more aligned with heaven. We call it heaven on earth, bringing heaven to earth. What we are doing is we are downloading once again the beautiful patterns of Venetian energy, which is the heaven for us. For us here on earth, Venus is that heaven that people speak about. And that is the most wonderful place where we all get to visit, surely, whether we remember it or not, just to get ideas. So my guides taught me one day how to travel to Venus. And I always say I'm not a crazy person, and it's a good thing, because I want to be able to stand really grounded firmly in my life and yet be able to travel multi-dimensionally. Because I think it could like shake someone up a bit, you know, when they travel out of body. because it's definitely a different experience, but it's good to be very solid with all. And so hopefully when I share to you things that seem a little science fiction, that, maybe you find value in it as well. And so one day my guides, I always say, just to put it into perspective, I was working in the office, I was working in politics. I spent the whole day, except for my lunch break, working in a political office for the European Commission, so the European politics. And so I structured my day around meditation and work and family, of course. But I would always meditate before work. I would always meditate during my lunch break. I always sat by the river in Berlin. And then in the evening, I would meditate as much as possible and just as much as possible. And so I came home from the office and my guides had very specific instructions. They said, don't do anything, just sit down on the ground and meditate and breathe like this and sit like this and follow us like this. And they actually then erased my memory of what they showed me so that I cannot do it again and again and again. And I don't know why, but it's okay. I just let them do whatever they want to do. So I was breathing the way they showed me, and it disconnected my kind of body as I was just fully awake, not even sleeping, nothing, just sitting on the ground and meditating with them. And we were able to go and visit Venus. And I talked about my visit to Venus before, but it is applicable to where the Earth is going, really. And so being on Venus, you get to meet what people call angels. You get to meet master beings. You get to see these beautiful temples that the beings kind of created. They don't build like we do here, right? Because they create through the power of creation. So if they want to co-create a temple, they all use their beautiful minds, their beautiful hearts. They call in the life force, they give it structure, they really create the architecture all in the minds and hearts. And that's how they create. That's why money is not needed in these very beautiful dimensions, because you can create everything with your mind. And because everyone is actually creating out of love, there is no, like, oh, I wanted this piece of land. No, I want this piece of land. No, because how it works when everyone's in love, there's also this amazing harmony. And so to me, going to Venus, that was amazing, these healing temples, and everybody's just so emanating light, and, everything looks like rainbow, and it's just beautiful. And so I was told, again, just little by little, that we as Earth will be aligning with this amazing blueprint. And this is the blueprint that is 5th dimensional. And that's why we are activating the 5 elements within us. We are purifying the five elements within us. That's why we work with the 5-pointed star of Venus, really. It's the morning star. It is also the evening star, but I was told to call it morning star. And so we are really somehow, and I don't know how exactly, but when our tilt corrects, we will be aligned with heaven, which for us is Venus. It's almost as if Earth and Venus were somehow like twin sisters. And again, that's all I know from what I experienced. And so, for example, when I arrived on Venus with my guides, it was really funny. We walked into the healing temples, and everybody is just so like selflessly wanting to assist with everything they can. Everyone is just of service. And, it's beautiful music, and they too have nature, which is amazing, because everywhere in these higher dimensions, they just have more and more and more of nature, always more of nature. And that is, the purpose of it is that nature to them serves as the constant emanation of divinity. So they get actually nourished by nature. And it is not about eating, as I've mentioned before. I've never seen other beings eating in other dimensions, but they are able to taste kind of this, you would say, almost etheric fruit if they want to. And so I arrived on Venus. This was somewhere around the year 2006 when this happened. And immediately as we entered the temples, they recognize that you are a human being, but to be able to enter, you have to have a certain frequency signature that you can't even find the entrance unless, they can magnetically allow you to get in, which to me was like, whoa, they have this energetic lock, so no one can even get in. It doesn't even look like there is life on Venus unless you have the energy to open really the portals through which you go. And so, I walked into the healing temple, and instantaneously, I was surrounded by the Venetian beings, and they were looking at me and they were looking at my heart, and they said, oh, she needs a bit of healing of the heart, she's a human. And so they immediately, start healing you. They immediately stand around you and they emanate energy into you, and they fix the human distortion within us, because that's what they are actually always, wanting to do, assisting. And so we too, as good human beings, we feel the need to assist others, to heal the world. And that is because we have this heaven within us. We have this memory within us. To me, this is not like I got to experience this. No, this is for all of us. We all have this within us. And so, it's amazing. And again, I just meditated in this lifetime so much that it allows us to actually have kind of conscious perception of these experiences. But I also think we all are experiencing this anyway, but maybe we just don't remember, And so definitely they did heal, whatever they found that needed healing within the heart. And I really appreciated it. And so I learned incredible things from them about, how a society can be structured and how everyone can thrive and how everyone can be engaged as a collective. And they do have schools of learning and they have all these beautiful temples. And it's just amazing to see how everyone is really co-creating, co-working, co-learning. Everything is just like one big collective working together on the entire planet. That's amazing. And that is, again, our destiny. Yogananda spoke about it too. He said that the destiny of the earth is to become one planetary family, no nations. That was one thing that Yogananda always, spoke about, no nations. And to me, when I, share these stories, I share them absolutely authentically. I pull the details from my consciousness, so that the energy comes with it, so that we all receive this activation, so that we all get ignited, as the Divine Mother said, to be ignited by this energy that comes through. And so, very interesting story. Here I have the beautiful picture. I found it online. I was looking for the great ones, and that's what I found. So you and me, we have been doing a lot of beautiful meditations with the divine self. And to me, that is the key. We are dissolving all the limitations. We are stepping into that more Venetian energy of just feeling very peaceful, very loving. And we are dissolving all the distortions within and without. Never give up. I know that we would like to experience miraculous healings, all of us, instantaneously, but there is a journey, and that journey only gets better. It always gets better. So I personally started, with some baggage in this life. I said, I had some very loving caretakers, but also I had some opposite of loving caretakers. And so it kind of, it leaves a signature within you, then, it needs to be resolved. And so I knew I had things to resolve. So Orin really helped me personally to resolve all the stuff within. And then as you meditate, you start having these multidimensional experiences, and you start having these incredible, breakthroughs and healings and visitations. And so again, you will see the changes. I say, even if you just choose to do Orin once a day, just the 4-minute ones on the website, that's a great start. And then allow it to unfold for you the way it is meant to unfold for you. I want to give hope to everyone that every single condition can be transmuted. And to me, Oren just offers the tools. So when I worked with Oren for many years, suddenly, after so many years of Oren, Yogananda kind of found me. And that's not a coincidence, because we have to be ready energetically for someone as big as an avatar to come and work with us, of course. And so again, the beauty of Oren is you are being prepared for something really, really great. And maybe the great things are already unfolding in your life. And so just have your hopes high and keep going and doing. For me, I learned that I do Oren every day just to maintain certain energy, but also to build upon it. And so, for example, as a human being, we have ups and downs. But when I do Oren every day, there are no downs anymore so much at all. And if there is a little dip, I go immediately back up, because I know exactly what to do. And so I want to offer that to all of you too, that, it's really good to keep maintenance is good. It's like a car, we're going to do maintenance just to be in the divine energy. And when you feel like you're dipping, quickly grab some Oren. And so I can say, I think I can promise you that every condition that exists on this planet, from all the sorrow, the pain, the trauma, I know it well. And that's really good. And I don't go into the details of it. You don't need to know the details. I just want you to know, yes, I know it, but I know how high we can rise. And just because maybe we are experiencing conditions on this planet that are not so easy, it doesn't say anything about us, really. We still can be incredible big beings in this cosmos, fulfilling some jobs here. And this place, as I always say, the beings always call it, not jokingly, but they call it a gas chamber, So, when we were working with the divine will, and we were working with the Big Dipper, I was on the plane, I think it was to Texas, when the 7 Holy Kumaras appeared to me. And I was so blown away, because I didn't expect it at all. But I don't even know if I have a picture of them here. I don't think so. But that's when I realized that these 7 Holy Kumaras, the 7 rishis, as they revealed themselves to me the next day, and that was big. Because suddenly, the big picture, I just want to say how incredible these revelations are. So you have the 7 stars of the Big Dipper. And when you really work with them, as we did, and really start connecting with each one of them, it can be life-changing. It is such a revelation of the next level of consciousness, of course. And then what these 7 Holy Kumaras are doing, they are on the same mission as you and me. And that is to bring the earth back into balance, so that we can bring that heaven to earth. So as I started to see the 7 Holy Kumaras, and also they are called the Great Ones, they are called the 7 Rishis, I suddenly recognized one of them, who has been coming to me for a few years now in the ethers, Sri Kalashvar. And this is like, to me, again, the mind-blowing multidimensional realities. So he appeared in our bedroom. I don't know. I hope my husband is always okay with this, but Sri Kalashvar appeared in the bedroom, and he was like this beautiful big head, kind of emanating light. And he was initiating me, and this was a few years ago. But then he came again, actually a few weeks ago, and he gave me an amazing revelation. And this is a revelation about what's happening on planet Earth, but I recognized him for the first time as Sanat Kumara. And as you know, Sanat Kumara, it's a big story. This is the big circle with Venus. So I want to say, these big beings, the Holy Kumaras, the Rishis, they come in a body, and you would say, it's a little boy, I don't know, Sri Kalashvar, he was like a super young guru. He was like 25, 27 when he was already an amazing guru. And so I finally was given this revelation, Sanat Kumara. And so we will have Alex Atterman she was a direct disciple of Kalashvar. And I met her 10 years ago. You know how it all comes together, the big picture. Oh my gosh. I met Alex. I was doing an event. I was teaching live workshops in LA at I think it's called the Expo, Spiritual Expo, something like that. And I met this amazing emanating woman, and we exchanged business cards at that time 10 years ago. And so I kept the business card. And so I invited Alex, who, yes, thank you, Conscious Life Expo. And we've been friends ever since and doing a lot of work with Alex, but she will be our speaker, invited speaker. She can be booked for events as a speaker. So we as a team are booking Alex to come as a speaker on Wednesday, and it's going to be at this time, the 5 p.m. call. And she will blow our minds with all that she experienced. She experienced Sri Kaleshwar. He actually chose her to be, one of his really close students. She lived with him in India for many, many years. She learned everything about Divine Mother. I think she got to meet Divine Mother too, because Divine Mother would appear for Kaleshwar. She would manifest in the physical presence, and Alex will tell us all about it. To me, it's amazing. So much divine energy. And so I wanted to talk to Alex today. So I booked a call with her. You can, she does healing, but she also does like consultations for divine experiences. And I wanted to share with her because she's the one who really knew Kaleshwar. I'm the one who kind of meets him in the ethers. And so I wanted to share with her what is happening when he appears. And I said, Alex, can you please tell me one thing? Is it possible that Kaleshwar was and is Sanat Kumara? And she said, yes. And I said, Alex, is it possible that one of the big rishis is Sri Kaleshwar? And she said, yes. And so I wanted to bring this energy here because Kaleshwar said, who hears his name is forever blessed and looked after by him. Who sees his face is forever blessed and looked after him. Well, he looks after us. And so I want to bring this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Sanat Kumara, who took on a human body, who left this planet at the age of 40. He went to Samadhi. And another thing I learned today, just so that you know, I always talk about my out-of-body experiences and going to these, the silent watchers and going to these councils that, tell us what to do. And so he was doing the same thing, apparently. Alex told me, and I'm sure she will tell me much about it. But Sri Kaleshwar was traveling out of body. And when he traveled out of body, I asked her, so what did he do? And she said, yeah, he would go and meet with the council where they told him what's going on planet Earth, what is needed on planet Earth. And I was totally blown away. I was like, well, I know. They told me to create the 33 codes and to bring 33 codes to planet Earth because we were changing the planetary grid. And so I'm so excited. I'm so blown away. I just finished talking to Alex right now, actually. And so, here we are, multidimensional beings with incredible experiences. And really, yeah, I think I need to start writing it all down. This is getting exciting. It's like science fiction. And so, I just want to say, big things can happen through us when we liberate the self to be more in divine service, more divine, when we let go of the human conditions and, it dissolves. And as you know, Divine Mother will dissolve all our karma when she comes in, and she is in. That girl is here and she's expanding within us. And so as she expands within us, she burns all the nonsense. And so all we can do is relax, let go, trust, and surrender. And we are surrendering not to someone else, we surrendering to Divine Mother. We are surrendering to love. We are, the girl on fire. That's right, that's what she is. I'm excited. I'm so excited. I am so excited that we get to be here, to be guided every day, and that, we get to be of service to something so great like cosmic creation. And so may this energy activate all of us. May we all remember, because it only is fun when everyone remembers. As long as someone does not remember who they are, those guys will be the troublemakers. And so great service to humanity. I'm super excited. Very beautiful. So imagine these amazing Kumaras. They've been working on returning the earth to her original tilt. Think about it. The job will be done. These are big, big beings. Yeah, don't let trouble find you. Let's find the divine self within and dissolve the trouble. You know, sometimes we have to dissolve a lot, but that's okay. Keep dissolving. As we like to say, bam, one day it's all dissolved. And then we are the rainbow light like we have here. I like this. This is a great picture. Let the rainbow shine. And so I'll stop recording. And so it is absolutely incredible. Actually, I feel that what moved through us on this call towards the end was massive energy. And it's because we spoke about Venus. And when you speak about Venus, you know, every planet has planetary logos. It's the consciousness of the planet, a very big advanced being. And so here on planet Earth, we have planetary logos that when you see the planetary logos, for example, many people perceive it as the rainbow serpent. When you look at Venus and you look at the planetary logos, you can perceive it maybe as Quetzalcoatl, also serpent energy, but more dragon. And as you know, Quetzalcoatl came to planet Earth and taught our ancient civilizations. It's very exciting, big, big game. Yes, when you start coughing, go for it. We are cleaning the energies get really big. You know, I feel what's working through us today, especially, is the biggest I have felt for a long time. And so, really huge. We'll be doing great work. Great work. This year is going to be really big. You know, also if you can go to Patricia's event in Tucson this year. I'll be there. We'll be there. We'll be doing great work. Who knows how much time humanity has, really? So it needs to be done. We are aligning our being with the divine self. Tomorrow's session will be recorded. Tomorrow in the morning, we will have Thea Rain come on to teach us about breath. You know, our journey to source also can be absolutely assisted and should be with our breathing practice. And we want to be doing the breath like Yogananda taught, the breath through the spine being the highway to source. As we journey back to source, get to know our beloved source. It's amazing. Beautiful. I felt like Divine Mother really, she pushed a lot of energy through all of us on this call today, especially towards the end. So it's going to be amazing. Beautiful. And so, my friends, tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. will be Thea Rain speaking about her breath work. But Wednesday, if you can, so it's our Wednesday, Australia's Thursday, 5 p.m. Pacific, we'll have Alex Atterman. I highly, highly recommend at least attending or watching. And the reason for that is that Alex, obviously, you know, Sri Kaleshwar chose her to be one of his closest, really advanced master students. And so she holds, I think, one of the highest preserved knowledge bodies of knowledge on this planet at the moment. And last thing I will say, when Yogananda taught me, I met Yogananda in the ethers, you know, in Encinitas in 2010, just to give you a little perspective. I studied with him for 2 years, every single day in the ethers. That's a lot of days and hours and nights, 2 hours. And then he told me one day, Adi, when you're ready, you will get to meet Sanat Kumara. And that's all he told me. And so in 2012, my studies with Yogananda ended. And I said, am I ready? And then he said, no. And I was like, am I ready now? He said, no. And then years later, Sri Kaleshwar appeared out of nowhere. And so, you know, sometimes we just have to put a lot of human years into this unfoldment. And so keep going. All right. Thank you so much. So much love to everyone. Love you all so much. Thank you.